much, my dear press team. I must take this opportunity to welcome you today to this place. It has been quite long when a number of various press teams wanted to get a word from me. But all along, I have been trying to delay. Not because I never wanted to talk to the press, but we all agree and know what happened in Serere when we lost our dear Honorable MP, the late Patrick Okabe. May his soul rest in peace. People started calling me right from that very day when we lost the Honorable. And it coincided with the time when I was about 10 kilometers away from the scene of accident. And when I opened my phone in the morning, that was the first thing I got in a number of social media platforms. I had to rush the scene. And by the time I reached the scene, I got when the bodies had already been taken away. But at that very time, I saw a number of press teams reaching. Number of people called me and they wanted to get my view at that point. But I kept on telling people it was not the right time for us to discuss issues of politics when we had fresh bodies lying. And some of them misunderstood me because there were very many questions. Are you contesting? Are you contesting? You are our last hope now. So I told them, let's be patient. We shall talk about that at an appropriate time. Even during the burial of the late, a number of people approached me after the speeches that took place that day that I don't want to talk about. All of you are well aware. But people still wanted to get my comment immediately. I told them who were still in the morning mood and I could not comment at that particular time. Then too, I told them I still had to consult because there were a number of people. You know, when you come to politics, you come when you are an individual. But along the way, you get people who will want to support and build on your vision. So you realize in the previous elections, I contested with the late, where I came at the last minute. I did not participate in the party primaries, not because I never wanted to participate, but at that point of time, I was still engaged in public service. So I couldn't come in. They delayed to release me, not until when I was released. So by the time I was released, it was too late for me to participate in party primaries. I had to come in. At the last minute, I was released in September. Imagine the nominations were in October. So I had to come in. But you can imagine the overwhelming support that I got from the people of Serere, giving me 10,513 votes, where I emerged as the third runner in that election. And it's on record, even after the elections, I was the first person to concede defeat. In the presence of Bishop, the late, we even shook hands, and there was a lot of joy when I got out. I know some of you even interviewed me at that point of time, and there was a lot of jubilation from the camp of Bishop. They even lifted me up, moving around Serere, like I was the one who won the what? Who won the election. Now, coming from that background, I want us to appreciate one thing. You know, I never wanted when the Bishop died, I was one person who was so much touched because the last appearance or engagement I had with the Bishop, was in Serere, where we had that contentious issue of Machure. And we were there together. We started with the launching of that Ochapa Kateta Road, which was at Obrin Primary School. Then we again reconnected together at Serere Jinare. So all along, much as Bishop beat me in election, I continued working hand in hand with him. I continued supporting his programs and also making some comments where they were necessary to help him deliver services to the people of Serere. Now, his death came at a time when none of us expected. Personally, me, it took me as a shock, because my interest was to come in politics in 2026. When I lost, I knew I would be bouncing back in politics in 2026, just in case Bishop still had the gaps, because that was in the people of Serere, because of the gaps that were in service delivery. So this term, the second term, I saw Honorable Patrick Okabe getting closer to the people, and the people were appreciating the kind of services he was giving to them. Now, when we lost him, I felt bad, to the extent that I didn't think of coming back into politics. But all along, people have been pushing me every other time, that engineer, we are done with the burial, and life must continue. We see you as a person who could fit in the shoes of who? Bishop. If you don't come into this race this time, we see people getting into the bad memories that they had when Bishop did what? Died. So all along I've been making consultations from the people. That's why I've been delaying even to make a statement, because I wanted to know what are the people of Serere saying. If the pronouncement that were made during the burial were to the satisfaction of the people of Serere, then why would I come in? Yet people are mourning. But I think along the way, people are beginning to analyze all of us, the people that are potential what? Candidates. And they are seeing at least hope in me to be a leader for Serere. Now, it is something that has kept me disturbed a lot. But you know, sometimes when you get into politics, you stop taking decisions by yourself. It is the people's voice that matters. So if that is the wish of the people of Serere, then who am I not to offer myself? Yet we have come a long way trying to see how we can make Serere a better place. When you look at what is happening right now in Serere, it is also giving people a chance to look at who is the person that can be a unifier for Serere. I didn't want to comment about what is taking place now, but it is also an opportunity for the people of Serere to know who would be the right person to unify or to bring the divided camps together. That's why you see in DC conflicts, fights that are going on, you don't hear engineers team being mentioned anywhere. So we are still watching the space as we wait for the Electoral Commission to release the roadmap. Maybe during that time, events could have changed. But as of now, I have a lot of pressure from the people of Serere. And the reasons they are giving is that when I lost elections, I didn't focus so much on the loss. We had to continue. I remained very close to the people. The number of even pledges that are made during campaigns, There are those even the interventions that are started during the campaigns. When we lost, we had to come in to accomplish a number of them. And all along, we have been working very well with the late Honorable. So people see that I think our last hope, much as we have lost the bishop, is in Engineer Onguruco Martin. That is a very good question. And if you followed me very well, personally, given the painful memories of the death of Bishop and the wife, I felt it was not the right time for me to come in. But because of the pressures I'm getting from the people, I think I have been compelled to listen to the many voices that are crying outside there. My message to the people of Serere, that if we want to move Serere forward, unity is of paramount importance. We need really to focus on how do we bring the divided camps together. And I want us to try as much as possible to disassociate ourselves from those engagements, because it reminds us of the bad memories about the death of Bishop. Let not the death of Bishop be seen like it was an opportunity for people to come and begin struggling for his position. So it is us, the people of Serere, including us, who are trying to show up to talk to our teams. The message is, let us try as much as possible, when we are getting into the ground, to use language that does not make people remind of the days of Bishop. The campaigns, even this time, as we enter into, let us try to tame our tongues. Let us preach a message of hope to the people of Serere. That's why you find that my team, I have always tried to talk to them that this is going to be a business unusual. This is not going to be campaigns that we are going to engage on personalities. But let's talk on issues, and where we differ, we need to see how we can harmonize our positions. And I also want to appeal to the top government leaders that the unity and the division of Serere lies in their hands. When you flash back to what happened that day in the burial, many people had mixed reactions. That whereas the issue that was, the agenda that was being fronted by the family was good, the way it was delivered is what people were not pleased with. Because the best should have been to bring it into dialogue with a number of the key stakeholders in Serere, including the people who, the top contenders in the last elections. Personally, if I was approached, I don't think whether I would have had any resistance, because I knew I contested and I lost, and I was only planning to come back in 2026. But the way it was, the message was delivered, made very many people from Serere to think that I think they matter less. Like their powers had been usurped from them. So it is not too late. Still, people of Serere and the key stakeholders can still come together, I think this matter could be harmoniously resolved.